Our guest this week, well, there's nothing he doesn't know about the game of rugby. Having played it professionally for both rugby union and rugby league for over 15 years, he went on to have an illustrious career and still has as a commentator in rugby with his own show, Jonathan. He is none other than Jonathan Davies. Jiffy, lovely to see you. Thank you for being a guest.
Pleasure, Deb.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, really good. Yes, just
Where are you today? Where that looks like a bit
I am. It's like it's a false wall. It's wallpaper, not a brick wall. So I'm not in a prison cell or anything. I'm filming Jonathan's show today with Nigel Owens and Sarah Elgan, and we've just finished rehearsal. So we have a 2-hour break. So Sarah had to have a makeup, and then that's to have food, and then we kick on at 7.
Well, thank you very much for coming on board. As you know, asking guests in this career of yours, and also your career as a president of Velindre Cancer Centre, in all of your time working, when you've hit difficult times, is there a mantra, a motto, or a saying that you've used, Jeff, to get you through?
I just think, I use a couple of mantras. One is, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that's what my dad told me years and years ago. And the other one is like, just one life, live it, because unfortunately I lost my dad very young, and then I lost my wife. So, life is very precious. So I don't really worry about the small things. And that's why I think when I'm going through tough times, I don't really worry about the small things, and I can get my head around them very, very quickly. My wife, Jay, said I'm slightly OCD. So if there's a bulb that's not working, I'll have to change that bulb there and there when I see it. But on the big things, I kind of just focus on the big things. So the small things kind of, are totally immaterial to me. And I also then, when I was throughout my career, I never worry about things that I can't control.
Mm-hmm.
So I just worry about what I can control. And I know my kids, I'm very black and white. My kids go, "Oh God, Dad, you got no grey area, have you?" I'd say, what's the point of having a grey area? It's either black or it's white. You make a call on it, and you stick with the call. So I don't really worry about little things, like the non-important things. And when the big things come along, I'm going to switch on and then just sort them out as best as I possibly can.
That's brilliant. Go back to that first thing. It's important. It's nice to feel important. It's important.
Nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that's generally, I don't see why you don't have to be nice to people. I think sometimes you can you don't have to respect them, or you don't respect them, or you don't like them. But sometimes you can always be nice to them. That's the thing. And because I've always said, just treat people as you want to be treated. And wherever I've gone, because I've been very lucky in my career to travel quite a bit, play for different sides, come across all different kinds of people that I judge, because I'm basically from a council estate in Trimsara in West Wales. So I'm just, just generally be nice to people. And I don't think I've ever burned any bridges in any clubs or any work I've been involved in, and I haven't held back on what I say, which always comes out in the media. So sometimes I do upset someone, but I say because I think it's needed to be said. So I don't do anything personally like commentary. When you start, you try and keep your credibility. People have not played well, but you can say it in a way where it don't make it personal.
Yeah. Absolutely. And actually, when I'm hearing you say that, that's what gives you a longevity, doesn't it, in things, is that when you are a kind and nice person, the basic common values to be around, you stick around.
Yeah, hopefully that is the case. I've got a very close-knit friendship group. I've got a close-knit family group. And, I'm happy with those, to be honest. And I don't go out looking for friends, but, you gain friends along the way. And I've got a lot of colleagues, in different areas from different parts of my life, I suppose. And I've lived in Cardiff for 20 years. I've lived up north, lived in Australia. I know, and I've got pockets of friends in a lot of areas, which I still keep in touch with.
When you reflect back on all the areas of your career then, Jiff, and you look at all sort of factions of them, from playing and commentating, hosting, and all the fundraising, is there a particular favorite that you'd say, yeah, that's been the happiest time of my life, the best time of my life?
I'd have to say that no, I'm happiest. I think I met Jay, and it's just she's a kind of calming influence on me. She's got her own business and she does her own work, and we just like spend so much time together. And I think the kids are grown up, so you just help her. You've nurtured them up, and hopefully that they've come through okay, and they're happy where they are. And the problems are different now, but you're not looking after them. You're trying to advise them now. It's not your role to be there and look after them all the time. It's up to them now. You gotta let them go a little bit. So now they're all in with their own lives, and I've got my life. But I think now you can look back and reflect on it and say, right, I'm not chasing it. I don't have to work as much as I had to. I don't have to maybe do things that I didn't want to do just to get money in. Because I've worked from the age of 16. I've never had any handouts. I've never had anything off my parents. Only love my mum. So you don't take anything for granted. And I think now you can sit back and say, well, I'm done too bad, and I'm enjoying life and doing things that I want to do. With Jay, I love my golf. I play with your brother-in-law and your dad very often, and I think I'm with your dad as well. I love that's what people know who your dad is, Peter. Successful businessman and Cardiff Blues. I think he loves playing with me because I'm going, no, you're not having that, put it, and then he's like, because I'm just like, I tell him straight away, and he loves that competitive environment. And I love that as well, because I think we all respect each other enough to say things that are not nice sometimes. Yeah. But it is, I enjoy that. I can do those things now because you're kind of out to the other side of worrying about your dependence.
And also out the other side, hopefully, of COVID. So when you think about One Life, Live It, when we're coming out of it now, we've all been cooped up and our lives have changed over 2 years. So as you're coming out of it and you live by that second mantra, what do you most want to do this year?
I don't know. It's been very, I think through COVID, very, compared to others, with deaths and separation, I actually have been very lucky. Because I've spent some time at home with Jay. We've seen the kids, but FaceTime, and they're happy. And my mum lives around the corner. We couldn't see her, but we could FaceTime and go and see her from outside the window. But also Jay worked in the care industry, which was devastated, and she managed to go through that. And then I got stuck in Dubai over Christmas, and that was really hard. I think I'm quite a mentally tough person, but to be stuck over there over the Christmas Day and all the festive periods was really difficult as me and the family. And I think that had more affected me than the COVID. Because, being isolated on my own in a different country away from all my family, and I'm not sure when I can get out and home. So that made me appreciate life even more.
Yeah.
And again, going back to, no, I don't want to do that anymore, so I might not do it. So I think, and no, it's just doing what I want to do and what I couldn't do. So it's just this, and there's nothing crazy. I just want to walk into a pub, go up to a bar, and talk to people that I haven't seen for a while, and then go away on a holiday without doing all these tests, and then ringing up and not having to book a table. To make just spontaneity. I think you just want spontaneity, because I'm very lucky. I've got a good social life. I do enjoy life, and I've kicked the backside out of it, to be honest. And turning 60 this year, the next 10 years, I'm going to kick it even harder. So I just carry on living. I think that's the main thing. I don't do things to the extreme, so I'll just do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I'm very lucky because I enjoy company of friends, going out, simple things, going out for dinner, doing a bit of traveling, going a little bit of holiday. So if I've done anything, I've kind of pre-booked. We've got a couple of weddings, we've got a couple of charity bike rides, we've got a holiday, a book. So that maybe that's what I've done, is maybe book them in advance, say, right, I'm going.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Good for you. Amazing. Well, certainly you've got one life, live it. It's been so lovely to have you on board. That's such a positive message as well. Thank you, Jiff. Great to see you.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's really nice. I enjoy talking because I do think public speaking, like you said, is very difficult. And that's the thing that I've done. And I've done it over all different kinds of topics. And I can see people getting up and being very nervous. And I don't look nervous, but I still think I am nervous when I do it. You know, I've done like, you know, hosted like parties, MC parties, like a wicked sense of humor. So you got to kind of where the level is in the audience. Also then I do rugby clubs and do, you know, motivation speeches, but also, you know, when I got to do a speech after every bike ride and I'm doing Velindre. And, you know, that is kind of a double-edged sword, to be honest, because you've got to keep people really enthused and happy and take the mickey out of them and take a mickey out of yourself, because I think humility is the greatest trait. And I do then think that, you know, why they're there, because they've lost someone important in their lives, and why we're fundraising. So, yeah, it's getting the right message across and trying to do it as comfortably for you and for the audience is the key thing, I think.
Absolutely, it is. And just remembering when you're talking about something that you're passionate about, which is why we held these podcasts, when you're talking about your subject and you're talking about the thing that you love, it is just a conversation to be had. So
yeah, it is.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you.
And you, Debs, thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Take care.
Take care, Debs. Lovely. Ta-da.